Momo 7th has gone viral in the DBD community several times. His true call to fame was how far he could take Blight and how many wins he could get in a row. Getting close to 2000 wins multiple times, but always stopping short past 1900 wins. His first big streak loss was at 1947. And then several months later, after grinding it back up, he lost it again at 1974. These win streaks started a lot of discussions about the ethicality of win streaking in general, and whether any killer should be able to win this many games in a row. One thing that might not be obvious looking at these feats is how long it takes to play that many games in Dead by Daylight. If you include queue time and loading, you can probably play around 5 games an hour. If the games are fast, meaning to play 2000 games, you have to invest 400 hours minimum. And Momo grinded his way up to 1900 3 times back to back. But like I said earlier, he always fell short on the final stretch. In the past week, Momo once again announced that he will be grinding to achieve his goal after months of attempting to get 2000 wins in a row. And on this Saturday, he absolutely did, with thousands of viewers watching, cheering for him to reach the milestone he wanted to reach for years. On that stream, on game 1992 to be more precise, 8 wins away from his goal, he got into an incredibly stacked lobby with some of NA's best comp players: Angels, Note, Ultra and Ruin, his greatest challenge yet. A challenge that would prove fatal, with this game probably being the most discussed DBD game I've ever heard of. Let me first show you the game and then we're gonna get into the aftermath.
Are you serious? Are you actually serious right now? Are you actually serious right now? I'm getting cheesed. I mean, brother, this is insane. Thank you guys for all the support though. What map is it gonna give us? Jesus, what map is this? Rancid Abattoir. All right. How's it go? I see Ultra. Oh, I'm lucky. Is that TNL? Yeah. Just gonna bloodlust and hit him. I'm one. Okay. Well played. That's the TNL. Unfortunate. It's over, guys. I'm not gonna lie. One minute 21. All right, I have no pain. Have to take it later, I guess. A little bit of progress here. Are they on main? Yeah. "30 seconds. Resurgence. Maybe Angel's getting back on main. I mean, I need a pain rest. I bet you Note's little brother has deli. I bet you. Okay, this one up on main. Where is he?
Momo completely missed the Quentin, who was out in the open by the hay bale, already hooked. At this point in time, he's already pretty far behind. If he would have managed to see this Quentin, that could have been his chance to get back into the game.
Scotchman just disappeared. Ultra's getting pull. No got back on the gen main. Do I just chase in the shack? I mean, no. I need to go pop this gen. Wait, that's fine, no? Still have painters in this guy. That time I ended up on no slow brother. Should go pop the gen. Who did it? No. Ultra's running the shack. Cow tree? Live? Yeah. No slow brother popped the gen there. Be second stage on him again. I'm like nearly out of kicks on that gen. If not completely out. No slow brothers on that gen there. I go pop this gen again. There we go, pull. 17 seconds. Resurgence. Unlucky. I lost. GG. I needed that hit right there. BL, I guess. No painters over here at all. I'll take the hook for the popper option at least, I guess. Unlucky. GG's. Why would they do that to me, bro? Why would they do that? I'm genuinely confused. Why did they do that to me? I thought me and Note were like friends.
And with that, Dead by Daylight's longest win streak came to an end. But that was not the end of the story by any stretch. The discussions whether this was a snipe were big. Lots of emotions, very little facts. To get a better idea, I asked both Momo and Angels, one of the players from the Survivor team, for the Dead by Daylight stats page, which shows when a match happened and how long it took. Which can be a great indicator if these players intentionally sniped or they just randomly played and got him. And after comparing the data, the survivors did play for the entire evening that day, and there were not abnormally large times between the games, meaning there was not a lot of lobby dodging or waiting to get into Momo's lobby, only having an average of 3 to 4 minutes between games, which is totally reasonable if you include lobby and loading times. What is important to note here is that the queue times for killer were only 17 seconds, while survivors had over a minute in queue. This makes sniping a lot harder because you effectively cannot dodge the lobbies. One thing that has to be noted here though is that 5 out of the 17 games started at the very same minute, with another one being 1 minute apart. This could also be a coincidence, but those are a lot of games with a similar time frame. 3 out of the last 5 games Momo played, the survivors also started a game within the same minute. Now, in my opinion, the fact that they consistently spent the same time out of queue means they were not hard sniping. But nonetheless, there was heavy metagaming going on. Some of the players were in the viewer list and switched builds only 13 seconds after joining the lobby to the most sweaty builds possible to have the highest chance of winning, which in my opinion is unsportsmanlike behavior. And it did not stop there. Even after the game was over, everything that happened after felt like it was an extremely bad taste, including after game messages and what one of the players said in a different Twitch chat right after. The only thing worse than a sore loser is a sore winner. And since then, almost every person involved with Dead by Daylight has commented on the matter. The survivors have made a document explaining their side, in which they ultimately apologized for their behavior and explained that they did not hard snipe, but they did metagame. The emotions are high. Even though Momo did not ultimately reach his goal of 2,000 wins in a row, he set a respectable world record for the most wins ever achieved that has a very decent chance of being a record that is never broken. He also showed great sportsmanship when he was at his lowest, losing months worth of progress on a streak, which is incredibly commendable and makes me respect him even more. And that is the story of the most infamous win streak there ever was in Dead by Daylight. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.